Very quickly, I know a lot of you record these shows and then go back and watch, but you know, we try to let you know when we've got, well, everything's in limited supply, but I mean, really dangerous sellout quantities, and we'll continue to do that throughout this show. Remember, Mike Mezek is joining us via phone if you're channel surfing. Sit back, kick back, relax, because you're gonna learn something, I promise you that. So I can't officially call this a 5 and 5 or a 3 and 3 or a 4 and 4, but it's pretty doggone close. Mike, in the 2 minutes that we have, give them the spiel.
Well, I mean, we saw a lot of modern issue coins. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And because of that, we saw a lot of modern issue certified coins. What we've done is we've kind of gone back in time here. And we've gone back before the Kennedy half dollar. The first year of issue of the Kennedy half dollar was 1964. And prior to that, we had the Franklin half dollar, which was made from 1948 to 1963. One of the things that is overlooked a lot of times in the hobby that you see right here is that there are specific coins that I think are very difficult to get and are tremendously overlooked, and this is one of those coins. These next 3 coins are going to be that way. So this is a 1961 proof Franklin half dollar. See the little W there? That's a little designation that this is not only proof 67, but it's a really good proof 67. It has what we call eye appeal, PQ, premium quality, is what it is. It's proof 67. The ultimate part about this is if you go to a nationally advertised catalog, the one I usually use on the air there, they charge more than $59 for the coin ungraded. I have it in proof 67, which is one of the highest grades in existence. As a matter of fact, when you look at this, the sum total of all of the Franklin half dollars graded proof 67 or higher, it's like 50,000 coins. It's like zero. There are just no high grade Franklin half dollars that are out there in the marketplace. And not only do I have it at $59.95. That's basically the cost of certification and the silver that's in the Franklin half dollar.
And you know what, Mike, here's what they are telling me. And I know you see these clocks on the screen, and we're just actually helping to use that as our little mandate to make sure that we get through everything that we have scheduled. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this out, and Mike, I'll use you as my guide. Okay, would that
1962.
Okay, so.
Yeah, we're just kind of go up the ladder.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
So what I did is I took the last 3 years of the Franklin. So to spoil the ending here, sorry about that, spoiler alert, we're going to do the 61, the 62, and the 63. I guess we're going to do the 63 next, which is fine. Same situation.
Steve is saying that's the way they wrote it.
This is not a regular uncirculated Franklin. This is the proof. Oh, what a great way. Yeah, just keep tilting that back and forth so they can see the incredible mirror finish. So not only is this a proof coin, which, like I said, in the nationally advertised catalog I usually use on the air, I think they charge $60.50 for the coin ungraded, uncertified. Now, I'd love to say this in proof 70, but I don't think there's one in existence. Proof 69s are probably, I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000. So proof 67 at $59.95 with a population in terms of how many coins in existence of, I think it's like 50,000 coins. It's like nothing in terms of how many of these coins. So what this is this is one of these little, niche coins that people love but don't realize just quite how rare these coins are. And to get them certified, I understand the certification alone, for you to certify a single coin, it's going to cost you more than $59.95. But then you got to get the coin, which of course only comes out of a 1963 proof set, which of course is going to cost you a whole bunch of money in and of itself. So put all those things together so you have this phenomenal high grade, the highest affordable grade that I'm able to bring. If I go to a Mint State 68 on this, I got to put a 0 on the end of that. So that's absolutely, positively a phenomenal opportunity for this proof Franklin in high grade that is just absolutely ridiculously affordable. And the 1963, of course, is the very last year of issue of the Franklin half dollar.
Okay, here's the deal though, 90 seconds, and then we're gonna scoot along. We're trying to get through a number of items in the next couple of moments here at HSN. If you are channel surfing, Not like regular coin shows. The education alone, I could easily say, is worth the price of admission. But FlexPay is available even if you've never shopped at HSN, and those are interest-free payments. So remember, there's always a return policy here at HSN. You're actually looking at only $20. Those are interest-free payments again. You can do that delivery direct, 721-520. And Mike, I have to say, I mean, it's fun to see. I'd love to have a little camera inside your brain to see, how you curate and choose the selection of items that we have, because you really do have, you not only spread the wealth and spread the knowledge, but you have a wide berth of collectible options for us.
Well, because you have to understand, look, I understand, we could be the all Silver Eagle network.
Sure.
We could sell nothing but Silver Eagles because it's, such an incredibly popular coin. Throw in a few proof sets. But at the end of the day, the vintage coins are so amazingly collectible. We had like the 1921 PDS Morgan Silver Dollar set in the show this morning. That's incredibly popular. These vintage coins, I think, are vastly underappreciated in the marketplace, and I think are an absolutely great place to go to collect, where all of a sudden you're seeing coins like this that are so amazingly affordable and actually in many ways are far rarer than the modern issue coins. And then what you do is see this great opportunity to be able to go in on a coin that has a population of, like 50,000 total certified coins. I mean, that is an extraordinarily small number of coins that you have in terms of the availability of these particular coins. And so to be able to get that at $59.95, because remember, to certify a single coin, first of all, you have to send it to NGC. That's registered mail, so I think that's about $14. Okay, then you have to pay the certification fee, which is, I think, $35 for a 10-day service or 14-day service. You have to pay the handling fee, which is another $10. Then you have to pay the return postage, which I think is $18. So you're over $59 in the certification alone. But then you have to find a 1962 proof set, silver proof set, that's got an amazing high-grade Franklin $half, cut that out and send it in. There's just no way that you can recreate this for $59.95. And then, like I said, with the special hologram on there denoting this as one of what we call our PQ, or a premium quality coin that has special eye appeal. It's great for the grade, is ultimately what that little sticker means.
And Mike, they're shooing us along. Is there any ground that we have left to cover in the 1962? Or are we good to go?
I think not.
Okay, sounds good. That coin is actually older than me. Why does Ben look better than me?
It's the silver.
There you go. I should have dipped myself long ago. Well,
oh, you're more gold than silver, Shannon.
Oh, see, look at that. Hey, Mike Mezak, with his gilded tongue, man of money that he is, of course, is our resident coin expert. He's been doing it better than anyone in the industry. He is our resident coin collector here at HSN. So if you are new to the network, here's one again. Pump the brakes, sit back, take a load off, grab a beverage of choice. I want you to hear the story behind this coin. And more importantly, I want you, if you can, make the selection while we have it available. So, Mike, we can't assume that everybody's been, watching over the course of the last hour. So if we do have new shoppers, let's do all the broad strokes here. So what in particular are we looking at, and the relevance of what they call emergency Silver Eagle?
Well, the first things first, like I said, we had the ICG in the last hour, and it sold out. Okay, an edition 900 completely gone.
Gone.
Our annex coins in the emergency issue 1304, I think, was the entire edition gone. NGC, we might have 24 coins. So I've got some PCGS coins. This is my first full presentation of the PCGS coins that I've been able to do. So we start with the 2020 American Silver Eagle, which is collectible in its own right. In late 2019, the United States Mint decided that they were going to change the design of the American Silver Eagle. So in other words, this heraldic eagle, that's the kind of the design of the eagle that's on the reverse, is going to change in 2021. So it is the end of an era. So now this is a legacy coin. This is a transition coin. This is all of those particular coins that you put together. And so the 2020 Eagle in and of itself has been the most collectible single year of the American Silver Eagle since I've been doing this, and I've been doing this since 1986. So I've been doing this for the entire time that this coin has been produced and done. I've been selling coins. And so 2020 has been the year. But because of other current events, the United States Mint has had trouble keeping up with demand because of the incredible demand of the 2020, because it's the final year of issue. So the West Point Mint makes all the American Mint State Silver Eagles. And all of a sudden they had to shut down. They had to shut down the West Point Mint. We heard about it. Other people heard about it. And we heard that they were making coins at Philadelphia instead of West Point. And so we asked the United States Treasury through a Freedom of Information Act request, were you making coins at Philadelphia? And they wrote a letter and said yes. And if we look at that letter, it's 2020 American Silver Eagle bullion coins produced in Philadelphia is the headline of the letter. In light of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the United States Mint has temporarily reduced production in its facilities in order to reduce the risk of employee exposure to COVID-19. The health and safety of the Mint workforce remains our highest priority. And typically, the American Silver Eagle bullion coins are minted at the Mint's West Point facility. However, due to the reduced production at the West Point Mint facility amid the coronavirus pandemic, from April 8th until April the 20th, the United States Mint of Philadelphia produced, and this is the key number, 240,000 American Eagle silver bullion coins. These minted at Philadelphia were all packaged manually, also incredibly important, and then shipped in so-called monster boxes, 500 coins in each and every box. I think we have one of the boxes we can show people there as well. By the way, when you purchase the coin, you'll get the letter. We're going to send that letter off to you as well. So the relevant parts of that letter. So they're going to make about 80 or 90 million, probably, 2020 Silver Eagles, the most popular Silver Eagle in the history of the United States Mint, but only 240,000 of those will have been made at Philadelphia. These emergency productions, 12 days in April, if you will, we can make a coin movie, I guess, 12 days in April, where they had to shut down the West Point Mint, and the Philadelphia Mint kicked in to help. And so that's what they did. And so now you've got this 12-day production of the emergency production where the Philadelphia Mint made the Eagle, and that's what this coin is. They only made 240,000. And those coins had to be sent in the original sealed boxes that Shannon was just holding up there that you could see. They had to be sealed. They had to have the correct numbers. The letter outlines all of that. And that sealed box goes to the grading company. They first establish the provenance of the coin. In other words, that it came from Philadelphia, and then they certify the coin.
Hey, Mike, that's music to your ears, I bet. Well, maybe not. Another sold out. So if you were trying to get through in the 1962 Benjamin, that Franklin silver dollar, gone. So that's just it. When we have limited quantities, we always try to defer to the masses. We try to make you aware of that. Mike, real quickly, broad strokes, and then I'm going to have you give a detailed account of this, not that you haven't been doing already. So you do get, and I want to clarify, now the red oak presentation box is also part of this package?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice. Well, good grief. We sell these for what, $25, give or take on?
I think they're somewhere between 20 and 25, something like that, when we have them. I mean, they're so incredibly popular. Remember, I told you, I buy coins on the internet so you don't have to. They send them to me, and I usually get them in a sandwich bag. And not the nice one with the closable top. I mean, the ones you have to flip over, like I used to put my peanut butter jelly sandwiches in when I was in third grade, So red oak presentation box, very, very, very important and popular, and of course it comes with it because that's how significant this coin is, and it's PCGS. By the way, that holder is exclusive for us with that Philadelphia core that you see with that as well, and it's certified 70. Remember the second part of the letter where it said these coins were manually packaged?
Right.
You put your hands on the coins, and you immediately begin to destroy the value of the coins because they just don't grade well to start with. And then you start manually packaging that. Can you imagine some guy who's 5 minutes late for lunch trying to get out of the facility, and he's still got to pack 500 coins? How do you think that's going to go?
Yeah.
So, we've had boxes where it just had almost zero 70s out of it. So that's the big part of this, is that not only are you going to getting the coins, but you're getting them in absolutely, positively perfect condition as well, with the red oak presentation box and with the Treasury letter as well, to mark this incredible time and place.
It is indeed. So a couple of things are happening, and then once more, I'm going to have Mike give a detailed account. So the red oak presentation box, it is on FlexPay. Those are interest-free payments, so a little over $100, $109.98. Remember, you always get a return policy. This is what Mike was referring to, that core, that beautiful. I always look at the core as what Mike chooses. In most cases, they're almost like their own little story, if you will. They're almost like their own little, illustrations or story. And then, of course, the letter. And then, Mike, before I turn you loose to give a detailed account, you talked about what they call the big green box. So we don't have, it's not sealed, because obviously this is one that you used. You can see that hand numbering. So unless it is sealed, like unless it comes to you sealed, what happened? I mean, you can't use it. I mean,
Well, they're indistinguishable, because the United States Mint, in the third paragraph of the letter, they announced that, of course, that what they intend to do is make all Mint State American Silver Eagles what they call homogeneous. So you technically cannot tell the difference. But if you have the box, and the United States Mint has determined that the box, and giving you the box numbers of the ones that were made at Philadelphia. So then if you have the box and you send that box into the grading company, then they can establish the provenance of the coin. In other words, quite literally where the coin came from. And that's exactly, specifically, and 100% what we are doing with this particular coin that you're going to have, is it's established that it came from Philadelphia. It's one of these incredibly rare 240,000 coins out of the 60 or 80 or 100 million coins that are going to be made. Literally, this tiny handful of 240,000 coins are made at Philadelphia. That marks this time and this place. There's 12 days in April where the West Point Mint had to shut down, and where the United States Mint at Philadelphia then kind of stepped up and tried to do this. Now, these are, traditionally made at the West Point Mint, made in New York State. It was at West Point, New York. And so that's why we have this incredible label that you have there. And there's the letter. In the letter, you're going to get that as well. It outlines the entire situation. Because of these 12 days in April that the United States Mint really had to cut back on production. They had to close. Some of the mint workers at West Point Mint got the COVID virus. And they had to shut it down and deep clean the mint for 12 days. And so, in that point, the United States Mint was getting even further and further behind on the 2020 Silver Eagles. Because remember, this is the transition eagle. This is the last year of issue of the heraldic eagle, which is already the most popularly collected eagle in the history of the program. Now you have this little microcosm, this little sliver of collectability that not only marks time and place in the American Silver Eagle series, but also 2020 time and place in American history as well with this. And so, like I said, you get the Treasury letter, and then we have the special label that's exclusive to me right here at only $329.95. My annex, first day of issue, is completely and totally sold out. My ICG first release, 901 coins, completely and totally sold out in the last hour in a single airing, by the by. Annex, 1,304 coins, completely and total. Now, when you're doing the math, you're going, okay, that's like 2,000, 3,000. I think we have sold here tonight with the Mint State 69 coins and what we're selling here, we're going to sell in this program 1% of all of the American Philadelphia Eagles. In our last program, because we had a little more quantity, we sold 2%. We are going to, here at HSN, sell the better part of 5 to 10% of all of the emergency production Silver Eagles made by the United States Mint. It's not that they're easy to get. It's just that we aggressively purchased as many as is humanly possible. At the time, we literally spent millions of dollars to be able to get these coins as soon as we knew that they were available to the collecting public. We went out and purchased as many of these as we could. Now, once again, let's go back and look at the fact that these coins are Mint State 70, that they're absolutely, positively perfect. If we review that letter again, so remember, it's the last year of issue, it's a transition coin, it's a legacy coin to begin with. Now you have this tiny 240,000 coins. And it says in the letter they were manually packed. Like I said, as soon as they put their hands on them, getting perfect coins becomes almost impossible. In terms of the American Silver Eagle, not only is 2020 incredibly popular, but the 2020 Philadelphia minted emergency production coin is the second rarest mint state American Silver Eagle. The first rarest is the last time the Philadelphia Mint helped the West Point Mint out, 2015. 2015, the Philadelphia Mint made about 100,000, a little bit less than 100,000 of the American Silver Eagles. That coin in PCGS Mint State 70 from 2015, just 5 years ago, is a $4,000 coin.
Wow.
A $4,000 coin, the 2015P with this. And understand, it is just, and this is a first day of issue coin. So not only do you have this, and with PCGS, you have to understand, first day of issue is an incredibly important designation. And it means that literally, when this coin was released, PCGS, in essence, had to have those coins in their possession on the first day they were issued. That is extraordinarily difficult to get, and an additional designator of value. So we have the 2020P. We have first day of issue. We have PCGS Mint State 70. We have emergency issue. We've got the custom core. We've got all of that stuff out there. And like I said, in terms of our first day of issues and all that other stuff, this is, at the end of the day, what you are looking at right here, right now, this is the only one of the grading services I have left with our special designation.
Oh, wow.
ICG sold out. NGC sold out. Well, I may have 24 NGCs. Annex completely and totally sold out. This is the first time that I've even made a full presentation on the PCGS coin. Before we even started selling this, I was kind of looking at it. I think we'd already sold, 25 or so of the coins just as we get ready to start. So that's the important part of this. Secondly, we knew the boxes that were out there. They only made 480 boxes. They've all been found. They've all been sent to the certification companies. What's out there is out there. And what this has become is quite honestly, quite simply, the single most popularly collected and purchased American Silver Eagle because of the quantities available in history. Shannon's holding, of course, that green monster box I was talking about in paragraph 2 of the letter. It says box numbers 400,000 through 400,079 hold the Philadelphia minted coins, so those are important. Of course, that box is no longer sealed. That's a box that has been to the grading company and back, and then, like I said, manually packaged, manually written on. There's a counter inside that. There's the letter from the United States Mint explaining why these 12 days in April created one of the greatest collectibles in the history of the United States Mint. And of course, you get the letter with your collection as well.
Well, and only as long as supplies last. And that's why I think when we do shows like this, certainly whenever Mike's here, and I'd say the education is worth the price of admission, but this is a historic moment in time, not just here in America, but obviously on a global scale. And I don't know what was happening in 2015, that there was an emergency accommodation, but I think I could pretty much safely say 2015, that other coin that you were alluding to, I'm sure it probably wasn't with regard to a global situation. This is a remembrance and a legacy coin for sure. And the fact that we have it at all, I think, is remarkable. It's just really kudos and testament to what Mike does and how he does it. And certainly HSN is his partner in that regard, because we are doing flex pay. Those are interest-free payments, a little over $109. We'll do delivery direct. You always get a return policy here at HSN. Mike, I will say this. I've learned a lot about coins from you in the over 2 decades that I've known you, but this is something that and certainly never say never, but I can't imagine any other, I can't imagine the coin or the historic components of this coin that we're talking about today. I can't imagine them being replicated, at least in our lifetimes.
Yeah, well, to begin with, because this is the last year of issue
Sure.
of this heraldic design eagle,
Right.
by definition, they can't change that for 25 years.
Yeah.
That literally becomes once in a lifetime. Now, so that's, 60 or 80 or 100 million coins. But now you've got this little sliver of 240,000 coins that were made at Philadelphia. And here's what happens. This is my original issue price, $329. This is when you could still go out there and buy boxes. And we bought, and each box is obviously a lot of money, 500 coins at a tremendous premium out there in the marketplace. And so all of a sudden, so now I go out and I buy, okay, how about 10 boxes here? Okay, how about 10 boxes there? Let's get another 20 boxes here. Okay, so now I have 50 boxes. Okay, well, that's 1.25 million. Is that enough boxes? Well, we need another 50 boxes. So all of a sudden, we buy 100 boxes, which is literally millions and millions and millions of dollars. And what happens is now those same things that, let's say, cost me $2 million at the time, before they were graded, before they were certified, those same boxes would, if I could find them in the marketplace, and I don't even know that they exist, certainly not that quantity of boxes, those are all of a sudden going to be $4 million or $5 million because the price has gone up so incredibly substantially in a short period of time. Because all of a sudden there was this rush to grade, and everybody graded all the coins. All of a sudden all the coins are in holders, and the coins can only be in holders. So in other words, you can't get these coins if they're not certified. And of course, all of the grading companies, knowing the value of all this, they charged extra for the grading. So all of a sudden, there's a significant premium to be able to even certify a emergency mint Philadelphia coin. For a regular person who's just trying to go in and get this first day of issue from PCGS, there's try overnighting about 250 pounds of silver so that it can get there to meet that designation of first day of issue. That is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in its own right. Every part of the process is expensive. Every part of the process is important. And so that's what you get with this now. So now you get that first day of issue. Now you get that custom label. And more importantly, you get Mint State 70, which in this coin is much, much, much more difficult than the regular Silver Eagle, which is still collectible and desirable and highly sought after.
Oh, absolutely. And, and the thing is, and it bears repeating, and certainly not to sound like a broken record, but sometimes we have to, because you have to remember we're in over 100 million homes, and, people tune in. I'm trying to remember the metric. Stephen, is it every 4 minutes? It's something like that. It's a very short succession of time. So what we have is what we have. Those are interest-free payments. It's a legacy coin in every respect. If we were just talking about the end of an era in terms of the design standpoint, if we were just talking about, the emergency issue or the first day of issue, the unique and exclusive one-of-a-kind flag core that Mike does, and the red oak presentation box, and the money-back guarantee, and the perfect grading. I mean, you check all the boxes. What we have is what we have. And considering we are in excess of over 100 million homes with roughly, there aren't a lot of these to go around. And Mike, like you said, because we can't assume people were watching last hour, if people saw that little sold out banner, unlike other categories that we have here at HSN, I'm on a Patricia Nash handbag wait list, and it looks like I'm gonna get my Patricia Nash handbag. That's not the case with these coins. So people do wait, but this is not one that you should wait with. I'm trying to think, like you said, we have pretty much sold out of most of any of these emergency issues that you have, right?
Of the Mint State 70s, our annex coins are currently, our first day of issue coins are sold out.
Gone, okay.
Our ICG first release coins that we did in the last hour are now sold out.
Gone, yep.
The NGCs that we have, they were just early release. We now sold those this morning. I might have 24 of those left, something along those lines. You can check hsn.com with that. The annex first day of issue completely and totally sold out. So in terms of first day of issue, in terms of exclusive emergency issue Mint State 70 coins, this is it. And this is it, because this is the very first primetime presentation I've ever been able to do with this. So, and I know I just have a couple minutes here, but I want to real quickly run through why this is such an incredibly important opportunity for you. First of all, remember, the 2020 Silver Eagle in and of itself is phenomenally collectible. The United States Mint said they're changing the design in 2021. That makes this a heritage coin, a legacy coin. It makes it a transition coin, which is eminently collectible, and it is shown. We've sold more 2020 Silver Eagles than any other Silver Eagle in the history of the United States Mint, and that is only through right now, through the end of May, is ultimately what it comes down to. But then now you have, because of other current considerations, where because of what happened with the coronavirus pandemic, they had to shut down the West Point Mint. San Francisco Mint was already shut down for 6 weeks. They had to shut down the West Point Mint for 12 days. And so as they shut down the West Point Mint, the Philadelphia Mint kicked in and helped out. And they made these coins for 12 days literally by hand. They made only 240,000, making the second rarest Silver Eagle in the history of the United States Mint, Mint State American Silver Eagle. The only coin rarer is the 2015 P Mint, when the United States government at Philadelphia helped out the West Point Mint, the sister mint at West Point in 2015. That coin, with a very similar mintage in all honesty, is 10 times this price, $3,000 to $5,000 in a PCGS 70 for that coin. So this coin becomes, I think, a truly amazing value, because we were able to get in on the very front end of this. And so you get PCGS, you get first day of issue, you get absolutely perfect, you get the emergency issue, you get the letter that explains the entire thing, and I think what you have is collectability on an entirely different level right here. Great opportunity, particularly as these coins literally disappear from the marketplace as quick as any coin I've ever seen in all of the years I've been in numismatics.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Mike, out of curiosity, I mean, obviously this is the end of May, but when is your next primetime show? When is the next time you're going to be on the air?
June 16th.
Oh, wow.
And understand in that show, by this time, by that time, June 16th, we'll have 2 weeks of this.
Right.
Being on HSN.com, and we'll be down to the ends of the quantities there. And on June 16th, we'll be releasing the new basketball coin.
Oh, that's right.
The basketball commemorative curved coin that's going to be coming out through the Basketball Hall of Fame. We've got this great partnership with the Basketball Hall of Fame. And so we're able to do all kinds of incredible exclusive stuff, some signed coins. We've got some exclusivity in that. I'm exclusive with Magic Johnson to be able to do that particular coin. So I've got all that stuff coming out for June 16th. So you're looking at the end of the 20p emergency issue flag core or the emergency issue United States coins in PCGS, and I saw the flag cores coming out here, so I got excited. I saw something shiny.
Yeah, you did. See, shiny object. Actually, so the reason I asked that question is that's why, yeah, I got little Post-it notes all over my kitchen with item numbers of things. I call it the orders of good intentions, where it's like, oh yeah, I got to order that. Oh yeah, I got to order that. That last coin you absolutely need to be ordering. And speaking of things that I ordered, I got 3 of these. In fact, you could check that. See, I don't get in trouble for bringing my phone to the set anymore because I know I'm not texting. I'm either ordering or looking up information on my phone. I got one for my nephew. I got one for my dad. I got one for myself. And Mike, I think I'm not alone in this, because we did a presentation of this last hour. And so this has a lot of the key components of that collectible story that we were telling with our last coin, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. And so this is also an emergency production coin. But it's a Mint State 69. Now understand, they all have to be certified. So Mint State 70, I told you they're hand-packed. So I mean, Mint State 70 is very difficult. But not everybody, particularly if you're a slight bit more casual collector, you want to mark the time and the place. But that perfect coin, $329 isn't something you want to do. But you do want to mark this coin right here. This one. And like you said, many people buying multiples. You bought 3. I think our average sale is 2 coins on this. With many people, I think I saw an order roll in not that long ago for 20 coins to be able to do this, a complete box of these. And so here's the situation. Like I said, I rarely have regrets about the coins that I've sold on the air. I rarely have regrets about coins, but on this one I kind of do, because we were set up to sell this in this show 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, when I had literally, 50,000 coins. Well, now I don't have 50,000 coins. As a matter of fact, now we're in the midst of selling the most popular coin in the history of the United States Mint, this 2020p, because it's not only timely, but it's really, really, really affordable. And this is what really sets this one apart. Because with the sale price, we would have just kept it at $99.95, still would have sold it. I debuted this today. I think we have almost 1,000 already sold.
Yeah. Yep.
We debuted this today. So $79.95. I have the flag core. So NGC, that flag core, and the core is the thing that holds the coin. That flag that holds the coin, that's exclusive. I'm the only person on the planet that can sell NGC flag core. So if you see an NGC flag core in an original presentation, it's me, period. I'm the only one that can sell it, okay? That flag that you see right there. That's an expensive deal. I have this as early release. That's also a thing. I have emergency production struck at the Philadelphia Mint. They've established provenance with the exclusive core. Here's the amazing part. Any flag core American Silver Eagle of any year, 2019, 18, 17, 16, the most common, the easiest to get of any of them, in Mint State 69 flag core, I'm going to sell for $79.95. So in other words, at this point, when I decided to do this deal and come out with this sale price, what I'm literally doing is giving you the opportunity to get the most popularly collected year of the American Silver Eagle 2020 in one of the most incredible subsets of collectability, the fact that only 240,000, 1/2 of 1% of the 2020 Silver Eagles are going to be made at Philadelphia, and you're literally able to get these from me in the flag core from HSN at the same exact price, at what amounts to no additional premium there's nobody else that is selling you this coin is what amounts to no additional premium for this. You saw only 900 coins sold. We debuted this today. I haven't spent 20 minutes on it for the whole day, and we've already sold almost 1,000 coins with this. So if you go over there and look at the letter, and we've showed this with all the other coins, that outlines the entire thing, where it shows that the Mint did make these coins at Philadelphia for these 12 days in April, from April 8th until April the 20th. That letter, by the way, comes with your coin. It outlines the entire program. It shows you that the Mint only made 240,000 of these coins at Philadelphia, and with this sale price. So I'm taking what is literally the most popular year of the American Silver Eagle ever done. And now, this subset of made at Philadelphia, produced in Philadelphia coins, which is the fastest selling, best selling, most popular numismatic coin that I have ever sold here at HSN, and I put it on sale. That's my only regret part. But at the end of the day, I don't really regret it, because what it means is I have 1,000 new collectors. I have 1,000 people that are getting in and really starting to understand the passion of collectability. When they get this coin, you can literally look at this coin with that American flag core in this, with that emergency production, with the Philadelphia Mint jumping in to help their sister mint in the very last year of issue to try to stay ahead of the game. You can literally look at this coin and have this great sense of American pride just by looking at this and holding it in your hand.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. I know we have less than 60 seconds to spend on it. And one quick thing about that FlexPay, because again, we all have to be mindful of my budget. I love to shop here. I love working here. And if you're discovering us for the first time, you're maybe finding the slightly addictive quality that we do have. But that FlexPay, you can do that on multiples. So what I did, because my budget doesn't allow me to buy 3 of these all at once, lump sum, but what I did do is I got 3 and I put each one on FlexPay. So remember, you can do that, and HSN doesn't, charge a surcharge, those are interest-free payments, so it's not like we, add in some other, processing fee or what have you. You could do what I did, and you can do that delivery direct as well. And Mike, that's just it, especially with a coin like this. I know I've said it repeatedly tonight, the education is worth the price of admission, because this is one for the novice collector, including myself. I wouldn't have realized the significance of this, let alone at that pricing. Boy, oh boy, this is one this is hard to say no to. It really is.
Well, and because like I said, it really, really, really embodies the collectability of this. So you have the Silver Eagle. Understand, you have an ounce of pure silver in here. Silver's up 50% in the last month or 2 months or so. So you've got an ounce of pure silver. You've got the fact that the 2020 Eagle, remember they're changing the Eagle in 2021 for the first time in the entire series. So it's collectible on that. Now you've got this subset of collectability, only these 240,000 coins, the second rarest mint state Silver Eagle in the history of the United States Mint. And I'm able to offer it to you when we do the sale price at the same exact price that I have offered flag core Silver Eagles in all the other years put together. Price, collectability, desirability, all of it ticks all the boxes.
It does indeed. All right. Well, hard to believe, but we've only got about 19 minutes left in this show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know, right? So I will have that final airing of our today's special from Bissell coming up in that 11 o'clock hour. So Mike, I was talking about how coins really tell a story about America, tell a story about a certain point in history. I'm looking at this, and I know we didn't chat before the show because I like to be dazzled by your brilliance without you setting me up for it. I'm looking at this. That's really what this is kind of doing, right? What's going on here?
Well, this is really special to me. I really love this. And I've made it even more special because it's near and dear to my heart. The United States Mint did something really neat. They decided to, the state quarter program kind of got the creative juices flowing for the U.S. Mint. Okay, well, let's do some stuff. And so they looked at each state and kind of, some of the things that were important. So they decided that they are going to honor, they're going to commemorate, they're going to memorialize American innovation on a state-by-state basis. And they're going to do it with a golden dollar, with the American Innovation Dollars that they started in 2019. And so they're doing it in the order of statehood. So Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, the first 4 years. New Jersey Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut are the first 5. What we've got here is the entire collection. They put out a Philadelphia minted uncirculated coin. They put out a Denver minted uncirculated coin. They put out an S minted proof coin, and they put out a reverse proof coin for every one of these coins. And there's the great look at it right there. That's the look at the reverse. You can see the 2 coins, the P's and D's on the left, the reverse proof and the proof on the right there. And these are the dollars. Now, here's the amazing part. Here's the amazing part. Not a single solitary one of these coins will ever be released into circulation.
Oh, wow.
None of the proof coins are in the proof sets. The reverse proof coin is issued individually. And listen to this. This is absolutely critical. The mintage limit on all of the reverse proof coins is 75,000.
Oh, wow.
So remember I was telling you about that 2015 P American Silver Eagle? They made 79,000 of that coin. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a $3,000 to $5,000 coin. Every one of the reverse proof coins in the American Innovation Dollar set, and you get one for every single one of the states, is limited to 75,000. There can only be 75,000 of these coins in existence. So here's what you get for $249. The entire set of 2019. So you're going to have Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, okay? That's what you're going to have to start the collection, the first 4 years. Now, interestingly enough, the shot that we were looking at a minute ago, they issued in this what's called an inaugural coin. In 2018, they just launched the program so everybody could see it. They did a P Mint, a D Mint, a San Francisco Mint, and a reverse proof. Now, the reverse proof of the 2018 is already sold out, and that reverse proof coin is already a $30 coin. That reverse proof coin down in the left-hand corner, that is a $30 coin by itself. So now you get all 5 of these. The first 4 from 2019, and then the inaugural set in 2018 for $249. And Shannon, you're going to need a little help, maybe a forklift.
Do you know what? That's actually no joke. It's funny because I'm having some back and neck issues today, and I'm like, they want me to lift what?
To help you there.
I'm serious. What in the world?
You get a box to put these in, a solid red oak box. That thing is almost 20 pounds.
Lord.
This for $240. That's $249. That will hold your entire collection, and you get it with the $249 shipment that you see right now. So you get all the coins that you saw up there, and the red oak presentation. It's not just any box. You get that box that will hold the entire collection, and then you get the auto ship going forward, so you never ever get shut out. It is the rarest coin collection ever put out by the United States government in the modern era, which is the last 100 or 150 years. Because of the reverse proof coin, there can only be 75,000 complete collections available on the planet that include the reverse proof coin, and this one does. You get the first 5, the P, the D, the S proof, and the reverse proof coin of every single one of the innovation dollars. The reverse proof coin by itself, the United States Mint, I think, sells for about $12 for the reverse proof coin, and you get each coin going forward in our custom packaging for only $49.95, and with the first shipment, the 2018 inaugural 4-coin set, the 4-coin set that you have from 2019, you get 5 sets and that incredible $200 presentation box for $249.95, and then with the auto ship, you can be guaranteed. You only get, there's only 4 sets per year, so it's not onerous to be able to have to get involved. It's like, you know, every time you turn around, oh my gosh, am I getting another one? Oh, am I getting another one? It's every 3 months is basically what it is going forward to keep in front of this. One of the most innovative, one of the most, and certainly the rarest modern issue United States coin set that has ever been put out in the modern era, folks. Now is the time. I can only offer 500 total sets that I can make available, mostly because I only have 500 of those $200 boxes.
Absolutely. Now, remember, with those 500 reservations, you could send it back, you can cancel. I mean, it's so, but the onus becomes on Mike, and that's important that you understand that on that 3 flex in the first shipment, $49 after the fact. But again, the obligation is on Mike, you know, so just keep that in mind. All right, we've only got about 14 minutes left in this coin collector. It's always great to have you here at HSN. Remember, did I get a rider in my contract? No one told me that this show was going to involve manual labor. I mean, between picking up the box, they got me vacuuming next hour. It's like, Mike, do you need me to run any errands for you? Get the oil changed in your car? I mean, clean the grout in your shower? I'm your girl.
We'll let you know.
Okay, please let me know. Well, at least for the next 13 minutes, I'll be your Vanna.
Very good.
For your wall o' coins, as we affectionately say. So, Mike Mezek, as we close the show, and you know, I guess I can say best for last or closing it with a bang. You know, actually, Suzanne Runyon is coming up at 12 midnight, and Suzanne and I are cut from the same cloth. And well, I think every host loves the wall of coins. You don't do them very often. And what in the world with this price, with these proof sets? You got some splaining to do.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going with that. That I can tell you for sure. And as a matter of fact, well, I guess I should start with this by saying, if you would, could you please give me an S, Shannon?
Yes.
Any S's? As a matter of fact, they're all S's because they're made at the San Francisco Mint. So every one of the coins is an S with this. So. Yeah, as you said earlier, I mean, you know, how my mind works for coins. This particular one is just something that we came up with, and we say purple and green box U.S. Mint proof sets. And that's not very innovative because they're just all the boxes that the U.S. Mint made that were in green boxes and purple boxes. But the cool thing about them is they're the only years where on the box they put the United States Mint seal or logo on them. That you see there. What you also have here is the last 15 years of American proof sets coming into the state quarter program, which was really the renaissance of modern American coin collecting. In all honesty, in the 80s and 90s, the coin collecting in the United States was a little moribund. They weren't really doing much. They weren't releasing many things. They did a proof set, they did a mint set, and they did a couple of commemorative coins here and there. It wasn't a big deal. Now, because they make proof sets to order, okay, they make proof sets to order, what that means is that they're going to do these and they only make as many as people order. Well, that becomes a real problem when nobody's ordering them and they're really, really, really boring. And so what you've got here is 15 of the rarest United States government proof sets that they've ever made. They made more in 1999 than they did of all 5 of the green box sets that you see right there. So here's what it comes down to. So you get 15 sets, 84 to 98. It's about, when you look at that, what is that? So it's $12 a set. $179.95 all in the original mint packaging. Well, let's look at this, because what this does is this gives you an opportunity to buy coins like a coin dealer buys coins. One of the reasons you don't see these, and like I said, these are all in the original government packaging, and like I said, they've got the Treasury seal on the back of the box. They're kind of this, beautiful embossed cardboard. You can see the mint seal on the 2 middle sets right there. It's $179 or $12 a set. But what happens is since none of these coins are ever made, intended, or released into circulation, and there's people that collect Kennedy half dollars, collect Lincoln cents, collect Jefferson nickels, and they need these coins individually. So that's why if you would take these sets, these 15 sets, and you'd take those coins and you'd smash those coins out of, smash the holder and carefully take the coins out and sell them individually on a coin-by-coin basis, you're looking at the better part of about, you're a little over $650.
Whew.
Okay?
Wow.
Just the Kennedy half dollars. So remember, you're paying about $12 a set. Is ultimately what it comes down to. See that coin right there, the 1995 Kennedy. That coin right there is $38.50.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The Lincoln cent in there is like $16.95. The quarter's like $18.95. The 1995 set, coin by coin, is almost $100.
Whew.
Okay? The 1996 set isn't that far behind. The 1998 set is almost 100. So you take the 95 and the 98, coin by coin, you're $179.95. As a matter of fact, all of the Kennedy half dollars in this set are the better part of $300 on a coin by coin basis. They're almost $20 a coin through there. Not quite, but getting there. The Lincoln cents are going to be $179.95. The Washington quarters are going to be $150. The dimes and the nickels are bargains at only $70 or $80 for the dimes and the nickels. So what you have is the opportunity to buy this at basically a 70% discount to what the coins sell for individually. And one of the questions I'm always asked is, well, who buys them individually? And the answer to that is, almost everybody.
Right. Right.
There's far more coins sold individually than there are in sets because it's far more profitable to sell the sets as individual coins than in the original government packaging. Why would I take a set that I could sell for $179 here if I break it up? Even with our HSN special pricing, I can probably get $2.99 for it. The 5 rarest Kennedy half dollars are going to be those 5 green box Kennedys that you see right there. In terms of clad Kennedy half dollars, those are the 5 rarest clad Kennedys that you're going to see. And so you just take those 5 coins, you're well over the price of the entire set. Now add in all the coins from the 80s as well. There's another 10 of those coins that are in there, or 9 of those coins that are in there. So you take the 15 Kennedy half dollars, and like I said, you're the better part of $300. That's important. That's impressive. And that's why when I get these coins, they're so difficult. I only have 400 sets to go around.
Wow.
I only have 400 sets to go around. And the reason is they're hard to get.
Sure.
And when you can find them, if you get good sets, they're not technically expensive, but they just don't exist because any coin dealer that gets them, in essence, breaks them up and sells them. That's the important part of this, and that's what happens, and that's why this is such an incredible opportunity for you to be able to buy this and put it into your collection.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and then on that flex pay of less than $60, $59.98. Again, interest-free payments. There's no surcharge. There's no penalty just because you split the payments up. And Mike, I'm trying to go from memory. Was it the 1995s and the 1998s that you were saying would be pretty much the price of admission if you broke these up and did coin by coin?
Yeah, the entire sets.
The entire
the 1995 and 1998 sets, yes, are going to be, kind of right at that price is kind of what we're looking at with those. I think that's critically important for you to understand because these are proof coins. Now understand, they are not the same coins. So proof, understand, is not a condition but a method of manufacturing. Okay, it's not. They make the coins differently. They're made expressly and exclusively for collectors, and that is absolutely of critical importance to you. So you have to know what you're looking for. The fact that you're getting these fantastic proof coins that you're going to get, and when you start looking at proof coins, then all of a sudden you're starting to look at collectability. You're starting to look at desirability. So in other words, I'm looking now. I have my nationally advertised catalog. And so I'm looking at the Kennedy half dollars from the 1990s. And I mean, I'm looking at $38.75. I'm looking at $36.50. I'm looking at $27.95. There's the 95 coin right there. In just a regular proof, I mean, you're looking at, what is that? There's the $42. And so it's absolutely incredible. And you're only paying $12 a set. Wow. That is phenomenal when it comes down to collectability, that you're buying the better part of $600 or $700 worth of coins for $179, all in their original government packaging.
Well, and all of the government packaging. And, I always love to point out that it's actually, you were telling me that it's actually the cardboard encasement that is more difficult to source sometimes than even the coins?
Yeah, it throws away money.
Yeah.
Everybody throws away cardboard. I mean,
right.
Everybody's got a recycling in their house, right?
Sure.
So look at that cardboard. Look at the 1984 cardboard up in the far left-hand corner. Okay. There. That 1984 cardboard, it's 2020, folks.
Yeah. That's
36 years old.
That's when I graduated from high school.
The cardboard is 36 years old.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my Lord. Well, Mike, I'd love to chat with you forever if I could. I guess you'll be back, what, you said like a couple weeks, basketball coin around the corner?
June 16th. And please check hsn.com on June 4th for the release of our exclusive basketball coins with our partnership with the Basketball Hall of Fame.
All right. Thank you, my friend Bissell. Today's special next.
My singular goal is to improve the quality of people's lives. Everything we do is intended to be unlike any other company of our kind. We just make exceptional vitamins so you could have exceptional health. It's not important that you get the products I'm offering, but it's very important that you get the information I'm sharing, because information is the key to being a healthy person.
What really separates a house from a home? A home should provide comfort, coziness, and convenience. Join me on Monday nights where I'll be giving you great ideas for your home, your kitchen, and your life. Love watching HSN? Then take us with you in the HSN app. Everything on your TV is streaming live on your phone. Anytime, any place, we're always with you. Download the iPhone or Android app today.
It's all of our responsibility to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. You can still use your outdoor spaces like yards and decks. It's also okay to go for a walk or exercise outside. Wear a cloth face covering, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, try not to touch any surfaces, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Here at HSN, we base our retail values on nationwide information. Retail value is an indication of the price you would expect to pay for the same or similar item elsewhere, not the price at which you would be able to sell the item. Prices do vary around the country, so ours might be different from prices in your area. For more information, call one of our customer service reps at 1-800-284-3900.
A fresh take on timeless classics. For all women. Simple, easy, elegance.
Let's get it, let's get it!
Style that works today, every day. Vanessa Williams on HSN.
All right, welcome into HSN. I'm Shannon, and boy, oh boy, it's got to be something